Fact: there's no radio survey in Kapiti. The reason's simple. One, it costs huge amounts of money to complete an accurate survey, which every station must pay. And the big networks don't consider Kapiti important enough to do a survey. So how do you know you're spending your advertising budget on the right radio station? Well, watch this. Let's do some math. We'll round the figures to make it easier to follow. There are 50,000 people in Kapiti and 20 radio stations. Of the 50,000 people in Kapiti, 20% of them are kids younger than 16 years of age, and 25% of them are elderly and probably not likely to respond to radio ads. And that leaves us with a potential of 27,500 radio listeners aged between the age of 16 and 66 years of age. The industry's own nationwide survey conducted in December of 2017 shows that 84% of people listen to radio, so that takes our figure down to 23,100 potential listeners. Now let's divide that by 20 radio stations. Well, that comes out to 1,155 people per radio station. That means on average, each radio station could have an audience of just over 1,000 people, or 5% of the audience, if it was evenly shared across all 20 radio stations. Which of course it's not. Doesn't seem like much, does it? Now obviously some stations have more than 1,155 people. Others have less. But without a radio survey, who would know? But wait, there's more. The very same industry survey showed the average person spends 12 hours and 45 minutes listening to the radio per week. That's less than 2 hours a day. Sure, again, some people listen longer, but this is the nationwide average. So taking all that into account, you might have bought advertising on a radio station that may only have a few hundred people listening who only listen for a couple of hours a day. What are the chances they'll hear your ad when it plays once or twice a day? But my ad plays on 3 or 4 of the network-owned radio stations. Sure, not all of those stations have a lot of listeners though. In fact, that same nationwide survey showed some network stations have a share of the audience of around 2% or less. Now, if we apply that figure to Kapiti, it equates to just a few hundred people listening. At TripleXFM, we have more people listening to our online stream every week than that. And we know that because it's online and we get the data. Add to that our share of listeners on the FM band, and that makes a fairly respectable number of listeners. But hang on, the networks stream online too. And they have thousands listening online, so there. Well, true, they do. But the listeners online are not going to hear your ad. The online streams are not from Kapiti. In fact, in most cases, when you visit the network's websites or use their apps, even if you choose Kapiti as the region, all you'll hear is ads from Wellington or Auckland. The ad you purchased with your hard-earned money isn't streaming online. Sorry. On TripleXFM it is though. And TripleXFM is online everywhere. On your phone, your tablet, your PC. And we're built in to net radio amplifiers and sound systems. Built in. The only locally originating Kapiti radio station doing it. And doing it 24 hours a day. But your transmission doesn't cover the whole Kapiti coast, I hear you saying. Well, no, that's true. It's to do with government policies and directives. And we're working on it. But currently, 30,000 people live within our coverage area. That's the highest density of people on the coast. And that's the area you want to reach. So if you want your ad heard by more than a few hundred people, come with us and be heard by thousands on air and online 24 hours a day. See, if you do the maths, you soon realise you need to be on TripleXFM.
Kapiti's 107.5 FM.